Okay, yesterday was basically madness, March Madness in the NFL. So much to cover. Let's talk about the Chiefs tendering one of their tight ends, Deshaun Watson interviewing with 2 additional teams, Aaron Rodgers reaching a deal with the Packers, and much more. And all timestamps and related articles will be in the description if you want to skip around to something in particular. So hey, if you're new, hit that subscribe button for more daily news updates and let's talk about it. But first, how about those? Honestly, the Chiefs were pretty quiet yesterday as far as player news goes, but to refresh your memory on what's happened so far, Darrell Williams and the Chiefs were unable to reach an agreement and strike a deal, so he's currently on the market, as well as wide receiver Byron Pringle and safety Tyrann Mathieu. Mathieu was actually never offered any sort of deal by the Chiefs and currently remains one of the best players still left in free agency. There's no updates on signings for them with any other teams as of me filming this video this morning, but definitely hit that thumbs up button if you wish nothing but the best for these guys and their future. And then Frank Clark had a contract restructured to a 2-year, $29 million deal, a much more team-friendly deal for the Chiefs. And in the biggest news so far, we signed former Texan safety Justin Reid to a 3-year, $31.5 million deal with $20 million guaranteed. He has a very low cap hit for 2022, only $4.55 million. And the only update that I really have for you guys from yesterday is last night, Herbie Teope tweeted out that the Chiefs are tendering exclusive rights free agent tight end Jody Forston for 2022, according to a source. So here's what that means if you don't know, per an article from Arrowhead Pride. As a reminder, an exclusive rights free agent is a player with fewer than 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract. If his original team, in this case the Chiefs, offers him a 1-year contract at the league minimum based on his credited seasons, the player cannot negotiate with other teams. With 1 credited season to his name, Forston's salary would be $825,000 for the 2022 season. Forston, 26, appeared in 6 games for the Chiefs in 2021, recording 5 catches for 47 yards and 2 TDs. But sadly, Forston's season ended unceremoniously when he tore his Achilles in the Chiefs' Week 6 game against the Washington Commanders. He had surgery mid-October though, and he should be good to go for the 2022 season. He did post on Instagram back in October that his return will be legendary. So I am excited for Forston to be back next year. What about you guys? Are you happy about that as well? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to talk a little bit more now about our new safety, Justin Reid. First off, look how nice he looks in a Chiefs jersey. Let's freaking go. And then James Palmer tweets out, I think Chiefs fans are really going to like Justin Reid. They loved the last safety that came in free agency that played high school ball in Louisiana, was drafted in the 3rd round, and spent the previous season as the Texans starting safety. So yeah, that's actually kind of wild, pretty crazy how many similarities he has to Tyrann in this regard. And speaking of Tyrann Mathieu, Tyrann and Justin were actually teammates back in 2018. Tyrann Mathieu played for the Houston Texans on a 1-year deal that year, which happened to be Reid's rookie season in the NFL. He helped mentor Reid and bring him into the league that season. So that's pretty cool. He even tweeted out praise on some of Justin Reid's play that season, and you could tell Tyrann was a fan of him. I'm not sure how much of a fan of him he is now. I'm sure he is, but you know how it goes. Business is business. Also worth noting, Justin is quite the athlete. He tested in the 94th percentile in the 3-cone drill and the 95th percentile in the 40-yard dash at the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine. And then in 2021, Reid was the Texans' 2021 nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. He organized a drive-through relief event for victims of Hurricane Ida, which hit his home state of Louisiana that summer. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. Now, the next thing you need to know, and this one is the most wild to me, he can be utilized as an emergency kicker. He's a former soccer player in high school and has kicked a 50-yard field goal during practice. He also had a kickoff against the Bucks back in 2021, and you can see the video playing. That's pretty crazy to me. I mean, hey, if Butker gets injured or something, we got another backup. Yesterday, he spoke with KRIV TV about joining the Chiefs, and he had nothing but great things to say. He was asked about his contract and the opportunity to play with the Chiefs. He said this: "To be honest with you, I don't know if it's hit me all the way yet. It's definitely a good feeling. There's a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and hard work that's gone into making this moment possible. It does really feel good, but the work is not done yet. In fact, the work has just started. I've got to earn every penny of that, making it well worth the Hunt's family's while to come and pick me up. I'm so excited to get down there, start getting involved with the community, learning the football playbook, and doing my part to make an impact and help the Chiefs win another Super Bowl." Let's go, baby. How can you not like this guy? I'm super excited about his future here in Kansas City. I hope you guys are too. And then the NFL draft comp picks were announced yesterday, and we now know the 2 exact comp picks the Chiefs will have in the draft. Round 3, 103rd overall, and round 7, 259th overall. And you can see here on the screen, with those 2 picks added, all of our picks in total as of right now. So definitely keep your eyes on that, because the Chiefs could be using some of these picks in a trade here very soon. You never know. In other NFL news, Rams 40-year-old left tackle Andrew Whitworth announced his retirement yesterday. He announced it via an Instagram video that you definitely need to watch. It is very well done and pretty moving in my opinion. Link in the description if you're interested in that. But yeah, he closed the chapter on a 16-year career that ended with a Super Bowl victory against his former team, the Bengals. And then in a Deshaun Watson update, he met with the Panthers and Saints on Monday. Then yesterday, he met with the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons. Looks like the Falcons emerged as a sleeper team to acquire him. Both the Browns and the Falcons are pretty interesting to me, as they both have QBs currently, but Matt Ryan is about to turn 37, yet is still under contract. So it looks like if the Falcons were somehow able to acquire Watson, they would seek to trade Matt Ryan, with the Indianapolis Colts being a strong potential landing spot for him. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, is in the final year of his rookie deal, and up to this point, the GM and head coach of the Browns have consistently said publicly that Baker Mayfield will remain the starter. But once Watson wasn't indicted for his crimes, the Browns ended up flying out to Houston to meet with Watson just a few days later. So just imagine being Baker Mayfield. He's played under 4 different head coaches in his first 3 seasons in the league and has never really had stability. He's battled injuries. He even just had surgery on his non-throwing arm. And in spite of all of that, he even brought Cleveland its first playoff victory in 26 years. So just imagine being Baker. It's kind of crazy to me. But shortly after this, Baker responded, posting a sincere, from what I could tell to be a sincere public message to the city of Cleveland and the team. He basically says the last 4 years have been nothing but amazing, and while there are still many uncertainties as to the future, Cleveland will always be a part of him and his wife Emily, and he will always be thankful for the impact the city has had on their lives. I'll post a link to the full message if you'd like to check it out. It is very heartfelt. And with all that being said, guys, where do you think Deshaun Watson is going to end up? The Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Browns? Where do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to read your thoughts there. And then in more player news, I'm going to hit a flurry of news here. QB Tyrod Tayler signs a 2-year deal with the Giants, a high-level backup behind Daniel Jones. Wide receiver DJ Chark intends to sign a 1-year deal with the Lions, 1 year, $10 million. Former Saints safety Marcus Williams is agreeing to terms with the Baltimore Ravens on a 5-year deal worth $70 million. And that was definitely a potential landing spot for Tyrann Mathieu, who still at the moment is a free agent, one of the best remaining on the list. And then QB Aaron Rodgers officially worked out his contract extension with the Packers. Essentially, Rodgers is going to get $50 million per year over 3 years, then likely retires. If he keeps playing, those final 2 years on a 4-year extension, 5 years total, will be redone. Look at this though. If he retires or the Packers move on after the 2023 season, they would have a dead cap hit of $68.205 million. Holy smokes. Wow. And since we're talking Packers, Tom Pelissero tweets, in the past 24 hours alone, the Packers have made 4 moves: extended Aaron Rodgers, and Preston Smith, released Zadarius Smith and Billy Turner. That cleared over $45 million in 2022 salary cap space. Lastly, they are also tendering restricted free agent wide receiver Allen Lazard at the second round level. In more NFL team news, the Cardinals converted wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins' $10.65 million roster bonus into a signing bonus, creating cap space. The Patriots are sending outside linebacker Chase Winovich to the Browns for linebacker Mac Wilson, and trading guard Shaq Mason to the Bucs in exchange for a 5th-round pick as well. Speaking of the Bucs, former Falcons wide receiver Russell Gage is expected to sign with them, which adds more protection and another weapon for Tom Brady. The Jaguars are releasing linebacker Myles Jack, which is pretty crazy to me because he is an amazing player. So it seems like they're going a little bit backwards from their free agency spending frenzy from Monday by releasing this man. The Browns released their center J.C. Tretter. Former Washington running back J.D. McKissic intends to sign a 2-year, $7 million deal with the Buffalo Bills, which is a good signing for them, to be honest. The Jets are signing former Seahawks cornerback DJ Reid to a 3-year, $33 million deal. The Falcons are re-signing kicker Young-Ho Koo to a 5-year, $24.25 million contract extension. And then, and this is a weird one, the Cowboys were expected to sign their own pass rusher Randy Gregory to a 5-year deal for around $70 million, with the deal, quote, heading towards being done. Ian Rappaport even tweeted about the clear connection between Jerry Jones and Gregory and how much it stood out. The Cowboys also even posted as much on their social media that he had been signed with them. Well, shortly after that, it was announced that he was signing a similar deal with the Broncos and not the Cowboys. Ian Rappaport tweeted, and there we go, Randy Gregory goes to the Broncos, our first free agency plot twist. It looks like after agreeing to the terms with the Cowboys, he changed his mind due to Dallas insisting on contract language that Gregory did not like, protecting themselves. So he heads to Denver to play with Russell Wilson and company. Apparently, the Cowboys are now heavily pursuing Von Miller as they try to fill the hole that Randy Gregory leaves behind. I did see another report that the Cowboys actually responded to the contract thing and said, hey, this is standard terminology we have in all of our contracts. So very interesting there. The Broncos, in response, tweeted, surprise, in response to the Cowboys tweeting out that they had signed him. So very interesting situation. What do you guys think about that? Is that weird to you? I mean, he didn't sign anything. He just agreed to terms and then changed his mind and went to play for with Russell Wilson. But is there anything crazy that stands out to you guys from yesterday's news? It's been a crazy morning for me prepping all of this for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And obviously, I couldn't cover everything. There's just so much. So definitely check out the description for additional articles if you're interested in that. Make sure you like and sub for more daily news like this. And check out the video here from yesterday's news in case you missed it. I will be back tomorrow. So until next time, let's go. Let's go. How about those?